Okay, let's talk through a lap of Nelson Ledges Road Course in Northeast Ohio. Now, Nelson Ledges is a very fast, very fun course. However, it's unfortunately known by many for the terrible condition of its pavement. Now, they repaved it in recent years, they've added some curbing, so they are making improvements, but there are still a lot of bumps and undulations that can really upset the car, and I think you'll see that in this video. It's definitely something you have to take in mind. And I say it's a very fast course. Talking about average speed. So this is about a 2 mile road course, and you'll see this lap is just under 117. So it's got a high average speed, not so much a high top speed, but it's just a very fast, very flowing course. So we'll start out coming down the front straight here. And I think as we go under the bridge here, you'll start to see what I'm talking about with the pavement. So you can see the car bouncing as you get under the bridge. So the turning point for turn one here is it's a blind turn in. It's a narrow track. You can't see the apex curbing here on the inside until you've already committed to the corner. So you have to get your eyes up and kind of look at the shrubbery out here and pick a spot to turn in. Generally, I start to brake once the undulations stop and the car settles down. And it's not a huge braking event. It's just enough to get the car slowed down a little bit for the corner and to get the front end planted. You can see the minimum speed here through this corner uh, per my GPS was 81 miles an hour, I think. So turn one is fast. Turn two is connected. I'm not sure why they number them turns one and two. As we come into turn three here, you'll see the track straightens out a little bit, but turns one, two, and three are almost but not quite one corner. So you'll see me straighten the steering wheel out a little bit as the track straightens out, and then a little bit of a lift, and I go right into turn three. So I'm going to back up and we'll go through turns one, two again. A little bit of a brake, turn in early, find the apex, use all the track on exit, a little bit of a straighten, a little bit of a lift, turn in, use all the track out here on the left for turn three. So I think the minimum speed through turn three there was 83, 84, so it's almost even faster than turn one. It's a very fast section of the track, but very rewarding when you get it right. The next section of the track is called Oak Tree. I think this is numbered turns 4 and 5 on most of the track maps. This is a increasing radius, highly banked turn, so there's going to be a pretty big braking event coming into it to set the car up for the tightest part of the corner. As it opens up, you really just use the banking, get on the power, and let the track and the tires do their work. There's a lot of different lines through this corner. Some people like to stay high on entry, use the banking, and take the widest arc they can. You'll see me come in pretty tight and attack the curbing on the inside apex pretty aggressively. I don't think it matters a whole lot, just whatever you're most comfortable with. So as you can see, I'm really just kind of feeling the traction on the front tires, putting the car wherever it wants to go. In this case, I'm about mid-track, maybe a little bit to the left, coming into the next section of the track. This next section is called the carousel. It's the trickiest part of the track by far. It's frustrating, especially at first. So this is a decreasing radius, also highly banked turn. And it's really just a game of patience, using the front end or the front tires to slow the car down while waiting for the tightest part of the track of the inside apex to open up to you. So you'll see me come in about mid-track. I'm going to drift to the right, drift to the left, just kind of feeling out where the car wants to go. And then once I can see the inside apex is when I commit to the turn, get back on the power, and let the banking and the grip of the tires pull you through. And here's the curbing on the inside apex. Uh, you can pretty much see where you're going here about the same time, the track out point, as you can see the inside apex. So they're pretty well linked. Once you can see both of those, you can put together in your head whether or not you're going to make that corner, and that's where you can get back on the power. You saw me downshift to third there. That's just to help get a little bit more rotation out of the rear end as you come through here. So I'll go back and we'll watch that one again. It's kind of letting the front end do its thing. And then back on the power once I can see that part of the corner. Now this next section, I think it's turns 10 and 11 on the map. Turn 10 is just this first kink here. That's not much of a turn at all. Turn 11 is the high-speed right-hander at the end of this back straight. It's a tricky corner owing mostly to the condition of the pavement. So I'm going to let it play out, and I want you to watch the way the car gets upset going through this next kink. You're going to hear a little bit of a lift and a big bump, and the track kind of falls away here on the left. So we'll go back through that. Most cars can take this turn 11 flat out. Most drivers choose not to. I'm one of those. It's just a really tricky part of the track, and obviously high consequence if you get it wrong for whatever reason. Just dealing with all the bumps in the pavement and the undulations and the way the track falls away. But it is a lot faster than it looks. There is a lot of track there on the left to kind of catch you as the car slides down to the grass. It's just a matter of commitment. All right, so coming into the tight section of the track, you can see the break in the tire wall there to the left. That defines an access road that comes across the track. They use that in the mornings and the evenings so people don't have to use the bridge, which isn't in the best shape. So that can affect the traction there. People track mud and all kinds of stuff across the track there, especially in the mornings. There's a bump before that access road that cuts across the track, and then once you get over into that road is when the track settles down and feel the weight of the car come down. That's where you want to do your braking. So this is a very short braking zone. It's pretty hectic. You're moving from the right side of the track over to the left, braking across the track, and you have to shed a lot of speed in a short amount of time. So hard on the brakes, but also having the patience to wait until the car gets settled so you don't lock up the front wheels. So I'll go back and we'll play through that again. You can see the access road here. A little bit of a crest. The car settles on the brakes hard. Downshift to third. This last section here coming into the tightest corner on the track, corner 13. The way I was taught years ago to do this was to cut across from turn 12 to 13, make it as straight as possible and hit the inside of 13. I was told this was mostly as a racing move to prevent opening a window on the inside that somebody can make a pass on. In my experience, it tends to be just as fast as taking the long way around. 13 is such a slow corner. It's uphill. There is banking to help you out, but it's really just a game of patience waiting for the car to turn to get through this almost 180-degree corner that I don't think it matters a whole lot which line you take through it. So the shortest path through is the one I choose to take. And then back out on the front straight. So I'll go back and we'll play this through and I'll kind of talk through everything again, hit the high points. Coming into turn 1, a lot of bumps under the bridge. Wait for the pavement to settle. A little bit of brake, turn in, find the apex. A little bit of straighten the wheel in this next section here. A little bit of a lift. Lots of speed, use all the pavement on the left. Hard brakes coming into the oak tree. Turn in early, grab that apex, and then let the car do what the car wants to do. Come out mid-track, whatever feels right. Coming into carousel, game of patience. Using the front wheels to slow the car down. Looking for that apex. Once you see it, back on the throttle. Let the car pull you through the corner. A little bit of a brake here, check your gauges. High-speed right-hander. Eyes up, look through, feel the bumps. Pavement pulls away. Wait for the bumps to settle, hard on the brakes. Tight into 13. Patience. Let the car get turned. Back on the throttle. And you come through. It's a lot of fun when you get it right. It's like I said, it's not a technical track. It's it really rewards you knowing what your car can do, feeling the tires front and rear, and listening and responding, and definitely pay attention to what's going on with the pavement. But when you get it right, there's just a big smile on the face. It's just a lot of fun.